All right, so Power Burn by Soma Chems. What is it and what does it do and why do I use it? So pretty much what it is it's two combinations or two different compounds. It's yohimbine and albuterol. The yohimbine is derived from a tree bark, and the albuterol is pretty much what they put in inhalers to open up the airways in your body and in your muscles and basically in your cells. These two things work synergistically, and they are also, it's also a very good pre-workout. I would say that it's a better pre-workout for your lab rat than your typical pre-workout powder pre-workout, although it's best to cycle things only because you obviously build up a tolerance to it. Now, I pretty much have been using this to cut fat specifically on top of some other compounds that I've been experimenting with, or my lab rat has been experimenting with. I'll give you the short of it, because people just mostly want to hear what does it do. They don't really care about the individual things, and sure, maybe the risks, but not really so much. They kind of just want to know what does it do and does it work or not. Pretty much what yohimbine is it pretty much acts as an alpha-2 androgenic receptor agonist, which pretty much increases norepinephrine. There are many other stimulants that do the exact same thing. I would say for me personally, what I noticed from the yohimbine by itself is it's pretty potent when you first take it, and then after that, you will sort of adapt to it. So that's why you do want to cycle it or take a day on or a day off from taking it when you work out, so you don't adapt to it too much. People typically use it for fat loss. It's not going to be crazy, but combined with exercise and effort, it's obviously the efforts will stack up. Yohimbine is also used for erectile dysfunction. Maybe that's something you want to use it for. Maybe it's something that you might not want to use it for, or may not be the main reason that you use it. I will tell you that it does work. And then the albuterol is pretty much a beta-2 androgenic receptor agonist that pretty much smooths muscle in the airways. Sorry, I just kind of got the notes written down. Now the albuterol, do you notice that? To each one of these compounds, there are side effects to them. Are you going to notice the side effects from the albuterol? I would personally say I definitely notice it a lot more, because all the side effects or symptoms of taking it in injectable form is certainly noticeable. I would say that it's more potent than the yohimbine for sure, but they work synergistically. I would tell you that it's by far superior to a pre-workout. Now, for a dosing protocol, I mean, that's going to be lab rat specific or personal goal specific. That obviously it's labeled per milliliter on each vial that you order from Soma Chems. All their products are like that. I would recommend that you do your own research before you take it. And then I would tell you that if you were looking for something to kind of give you an edge on whatever you're doing to cut down body fat or body weight, it's superior. It's going to work very well. It's going to work pretty fast. And then obviously the more of something that you give to your lab rat, the greater its results will be. And then the less of it you take, obviously, or you give to your lab rat, the better it will be. From a health standpoint, because everything has side effects, you kind of got to have a balance with them. This is more cost effective than Helios Extreme. Helios Extreme I like even more. Although I noticed the same thing from pretty much both of them. Obviously, the two main ingredients in this is the most potent ingredients in this you're going to notice the most, and then all the other stuff added in Helios is kind of just a side effect, or not a side effect, but it kind of just enhances what's already in the blend of molecules, basically. This is $39.99, and then Helios Extreme is $69.99. So you're saving, about $30 per vial, and then if you work out 5 days a week and you take if you take 1 milliliter, you're obviously going to get the 2 milligrams of albuterol and then the 5 milligrams of yohimbine. Yohimbine they're both very, very potent, and you'll notice them within 10 minutes because you're going to notice an uptick in your energy. I would not recommend giving it to your lab rat with pre-workout, only because that's going to be more than enough. As far as appetite suppression effects that I've personally gotten with it, it doesn't really suppress my appetite a whole lot, but I definitely notice that I can, even when I eat more food, I still notice that I tend to lose weight. Now, depending on your appetite and things like that and how much you work out, and then I also work a physical labor job, so all these things play into effect of the blend of the albuterol and yohimbine. But I definitely notice that even if I eat a lot, I'm still able to cut body fat with it. Now, you can't just take it and not do any of the other things required to lose weight. You're gonna have to still do everything else. This kind of gives you a real edge from a product that's actually real. Like, it will have real results, but you still can't outrun the work. Like, there's no amount of something that you can take that's gonna outrun your, like, if you're overeating like crazy, the efforts. This can't outburn overeating like crazy, but if you're trying to get lean and you're doing all these things of exercising and you're eating a good diet and then you're in a calorie deficit, this is just going to really put a good edge on top of that. I cut from 215 down to, I weighed in at 188 this morning, so I'm pretty lean. I'm probably not going to get too much leaner than that. I no longer really use as much of it or take it necessarily to get lean. So much as I like using it as a pre-workout just because it works really, really well. It can cause cramps and stuff like that, so you're going to want to make sure that you're taking potassium, magnesium, folic acid, etc., because it's very potent. And if you don't take that stuff, and if you're eating it in a calorie deficit, you're probably going to get cramps if you still continue to work out very hard regardless. But that's kind of my take on it. From a cost-effective standpoint, though, the Helios Extreme is really good. But this in and of itself, if you're just looking for the two strongest things that would be found in the Helios, this is what you're going to want to go with. It's kind of direct and to the point, and believe me, you're going to notice it right away. So that's kind of my take on Power Burn, and then I'll be reviewing the Helios Extreme. Kind of maybe go in depth a little bit more. It has 3 more compounds in it, and then there's also other compounds that I've been taking or I've been giving to my lab rat that work very well. And then in combination with this, if you were somebody that was really big looking to cut a lot of weight really quickly, it will peel it right off of you. But know that any of the extra stuff that you add in besides diet and exercise is not going to be cheap anyway. And that's kind of my take.